Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning Electronics. In this lecture, we are going to study analysis of basic series inverter. In the previous class, we have studied working and output waveforms of this basic series inverter. So if you want to see that video, you can check it in the channel playlist. So before starting the video, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get more updated videos from here. In this lecture of analysis of basic series inverter, we are going to derive equations for load current, ringing frequency, operating frequency, inductor voltage and voltage across the capacitor for both mode number 1 and 3 operations. This is the circuit diagram of basic series inverter. Here you can see we have input DC voltage source. It consists of two SCRs S1 and S2. RLC circuit is connected at the output side. As this RLC circuit form a under-damped resonant circuit, this circuit is used to commutate or turn off this S1 and S2 thyristors individually. First we will take the mode number 1 operation. During mode number 1 operation, only S1 SCR will be in the on condition and S2 SCR will be in the off condition. So this is the final circuit diagram for the mode number 1 operation. So at time t is equal to 0, when S1 thyristor goes into the on condition, a load current starts flowing in the circuit in the anti-clockwise direction like this. So this load current will flow through this capacitor also, this inductor also, this thyristor also and this load resistor also. So through all the components this load current I0 will flow. So first we will find out the load current for mode number 1 operation I0 T. So to find out the load current in this circuit we have to apply the KVL in this loop. So before that we have to assume this voltage across the capacitor. It will be positive on the left hand side plate and minus on the right hand side plate and it is denoted by Vc. Now when we apply KVL we will get Vs minus Vc minus VL minus V0 is equal to 0. From this equation we will get Vs is equal to VL plus Vc plus V0. Now we will put the formula for these voltages. So we will get Vs is equal to, for voltage across the inductor VL, we have formula L di0 by dt, plus for voltage across the capacitor we have formula 1 upon C integration of I0 dt, plus voltage across the resistor formula is I0 into R. Now we will take the Laplace transform of this equation. We will get Vs by S is equal to, for this equation we will get Ls into I0 S, plus for this equation we will get 1 upon Cs into I0 S plus Vc0 plus divided by S. This Vc0 plus is the initial voltage across the capacitor at time t is equal to 0 plus I0 S into R. Now we have studied that at time t is equal to 0 we have assumed a small negative voltage across the capacitor with the polarity shown in the figure. It is minus on this left hand side plate and positive on the right hand side plate. So at t is equal to 0 the voltage across the capacitor Vc0 plus will be equal to minus of Vco. Now we will put this equation in the above equation. We will get this type of equation. Now we will transfer this minus Vco divided by S to the left hand side. We will get this type of equation Vc plus Vco divided by S, and for the right hand side we will take common I0 S. So we will get I0 S into Ls plus 1 upon Cs plus R. We will take the LCM of this equation. We will get this type of equation. Now we will take LC common from this equation. We will get this type of equation. This numerator C and this denominator C will be cancelled out and we will get this type of equation. Now in the denominator this S and this S get cancelled out when we will get this type of equation after transferring this L to the denominator. Here we have to find out the load current. So we will find out I0 S is equal to Vs plus Vco divided by L into 1 upon S square plus R by L S plus 1. When we equate this denominator equation S square plus R by L S plus 1 to 0, then this is called as characteristic equation. So this is the characteristic equation S square plus R by L S plus 1 upon LC is equal to 0. Let this be equation number A. The standard characteristic equation will be S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square is equal to 0. Now we will compare both these equations. So when we compare both this equation, the coefficient of S to the power 0 will be here 1 upon LC, here omega n square. So when we equate this, we will get omega n square is equal to 1 upon LC. So from here we will get omega n is equal to 1 upon under root LC, where omega n is the undamped natural frequency. And when we compare and equate the coefficients of S for the both the equations, we will get 2 zeta omega n is equal to R by L. From here we will get zeta is equal to R by L into 1 upon 2 omega n. Here we will put omega n value, will get this type of equation. When we solve this, we will get zeta is equal to R by 2 into under root C by L, where zeta is the damping ratio. Now we will take this standard equation, S square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square is equal to 0. We will find the roots of this characteristic equation. We will get S12 is equal to minus zeta omega n plus minus j omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. Let this be equation number 1. We have written 1 minus zeta square because for underdamped system the zeta will be smaller than 1. Now we will assume zeta omega n is equal to sigma. So we will put the value of zeta here and omega n here. We will get R by 2L. Therefore sigma will be equal to R by 2L. Now let us assume that this omega R is damping frequency, ringing frequency or resonant frequency. We assume that this omega n into under root 1 minus zeta square will be equal to the ringing frequency omega R. So we'll get this type of equation, that is S12 is equal to minus sigma plus minus j omega r. So from this equation we are getting two roots. S1 is equal to minus sigma plus j omega r and S2 is equal to minus sigma minus j omega r. Let this be equation number 2. We will take this load current I naught as equation. Let this be equation number 3. We will write this characteristic equation like this. That is, this can be split into two roots, that is S minus S1 into S minus S2. So we will get this type of equation. Now we will put S1 and S2 value here. We will get I naught is equal to Vs plus Vco divided by L into 1 upon S plus sigma minus j omega r into S plus sigma plus j omega r. Let this be equation number 4. We will take this equation to apply the partial fraction method. So for this equation we apply partial fraction expansion method. We will get this type of equation. So here we need to find out this k1 and k2 constant. We will get k1 is equal to 1 upon 2j omega r here and k2 is equal to minus of 1 upon 2j omega r here. Now we will put this k1 and k2 value in the equation number 4 directly. So we'll get this type of equation. Now we will take inverse Laplace transform of this equation. What we will get? I naught t is equal to Vs plus Vco divided by L. This value is constant, so we can take common. So we will get into 1 upon 2j omega r. For this equation, inverse Laplace transform will be e to the power minus sigma plus j omega r into t minus of, for this equation inverse Laplace transform will be e to the power minus sigma minus j omega r into t. Now we will take out e to the power minus sigma t from this equation. We will get this type of equation. Now we will shift this 2j to the denominator of this equation. We are getting finally this equation. Now we know that e to the power plus j omega rt minus e to the power minus j omega rt divided by 2j will be equal to sine omega rt. So this equation will be equal to I naught t is equal to Vs plus Vco divided by omega r into L e to the power minus sigma t into sine omega rt. Now we'll put the value of sigma here. We will get this type of equation. So this load current equation is the final equation and it is valid for time t is equal to 0 to t1, that is in the first mode of operation. Next derivation is ringing frequency. So to find out the ringing frequency omega r, this is the angular frequency. So for this we will take the roots of the characteristic equation S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square is equal to 0. We have already found out these equations. So here we can see that omega r is equal to omega n into under root 1 minus zeta square. We will take this equation for finding out the ringing frequency. Now we will shift this omega n into this square root, we will get this type of equation. After putting the value of omega n and zeta in this equation, we will get this type of equation. So final angular ringing frequency will be equal to under root 1 upon LC minus R by 2L whole square. In this output waveform, we can see that for the load current, when it varies from 0 to a point, that is from 0 to this point is taken as T1 instant. So from 0 to T1, the load current is following this curve type of waveform. So in this, the time period will be taken as pi by omega r, and this omega r is called as ringing frequency. So during this time period from 0 to T1 only ringing frequency is occurring. Now we know that omega r can be written as 2 pi Fr, where Fr is the ringing frequency. From here we will get Fr is equal to 1 upon 2 pi omega r. Now we will put the formula of omega r here. We will get this is the final ringing frequency. Next is operating frequency represented by F. Now if we look at this figure, you can see from 0 to this B point, what is the total time period? It is equal to T by 2. From B to D point, it is again T by 2, that means total time period will be equal to T. So frequency will be equal to 1 upon total time period T. Now this total time period can be written as 1 upon T by 2 plus T by 2. So this will be equal to 1 upon 2 into T by 2. Now we can find out T by 2 from this graph. Here you can see T by 2 will be equal to this pi upon omega r plus T of. So this pi upon omega r is equal to OA here. So we can write this T by 2 is equal to OA plus this value, that is T of. So when we put this T by 2 value in this equation, we will get frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 into OA plus T of. Now here OA is equal to pi upon omega r, as you can see in the figure. Now we will put the formula of ringing frequency omega r here. We will get this type of equation. So this is the final equation for the operating frequency. Now we will derive the equation for voltage across the inductor VL. We know the formula of voltage across the inductor, which is equal to L di naught by dt, and we have already derived the load current equation. This is the load current equation. Now we will put the load current equation here. We will get this type of equation. So we have to differentiate this equation with respect to t. After differentiating, we are getting this type of equation. We will multiply and divide this equation with omega n by omega n, and we will take denominator omega n into the bracket. We will get this type of equation. So we are getting finally this type of equation. Now we will assume one triangle here. Take this angle as phi. Here the base is omega r, opposite side is taken as sigma, which is equal to r by 2l, and hypotenuse is taken as omega n, and this is a right angle triangle. So from this right angle triangle, omega r by omega n will be equal to cos phi, and r by 2l divided by omega n will be equal to sigma upon omega n, which is equal to sin phi. Now we will find out the voltage across the capacitor. By applying KVL, voltage across the capacitor VC will be equal to Vs minus VL minus V naught. This equation we have already found out when we were finding the load current. So VC is equal to Vs minus VL equation we have written here. Now this V naught will be equal to I naught into R. I naught equation we have derived. So we will get this is the I naught equation into resistance R. Now from this equation we will take common Vs minus this value will be common Vs plus Vco divided by omega r into e to the power minus sigma t. In the bracket we have omega n into cos omega rt minus phi plus r by l into sin omega rt. Now again we will expand this equation by applying the formula cos a minus b. We will get this type of equation. Now we know that this r by 2l is equal to sigma. So from here we will get r by l is equal to 2 sigma. We will get this type of equation. Now this 2 sigma minus sigma will be equal to sigma sin omega rt. So we will get this type of equation here. So now what we will do, we will multiply and divide omega n to this equation, and we will take this 1 upon omega n into the bracket, and we will keep this omega n outside the bracket. We will get this type of equation. Again we will take this triangle. So here you can see omega r upon omega n will be equal to cos phi. Sigma upon omega n will be equal to sin phi. So again we are getting the formula of cos omega rt plus phi here. So we will apply the formula, we will get this type of equation. So final voltage across the capacitor equation, Vc will be equal to Vs minus Vs plus Vco divided by omega r into omega n into e to the power minus sigma t into cos omega t plus phi for time 0 to t1, where phi is equal to tan inverse sigma upon omega r is equal to tan inverse r upon 2l into omega r. Next we will talk about mode number 3 operation. In the mode number 3 operation, S2 goes into the on condition and S1 will be commutated, that is it will act as open circuit because it is in the off condition. So this is the final circuit diagram in the mode 3 operation. Only S2 thyristor will be working, and the current which is flowing in this circuit will be due to the stored voltage across the capacitor. Now when we apply KVL in the loop, KVL Vc plus VL plus V0 is equal to 0. Now we will apply the formula for these voltages. We will get, for voltage across the capacitor we have 1 upon C integration of I0 dt. For voltage across the inductor we have L di naught by dt, and voltage across the resistor I0 into R is equal to 0. Now again we will take the Laplace transform, we will get this type of equation. Now here the initial voltage has changed because that mode 3 operation occurs from time t is equal to t2 to t3. Okay, so at time t is equal to t2, what is the voltage across the capacitor? It will be equal to minus of Vs plus Vco. Why we are taking negative value here? Because here you can see in the third mode of operation the current direction has been reversed with respect to mode number 1 operation. In the mode number 1 operation the current direction is towards right hand side, whereas in the mode number 3 operation the current direction is left hand side. So with reference to the current direction we are taking the voltage across the capacitor at time t is equal to t2 is equal to minus of Vs plus Vco. Now we will put the equation here, we will get this type of equation. So from this equation we will get Vc plus Vco divided by S, this equation. Okay, now we will take the LCM, we will get this type of equation. Again this S and this S get cancel out. We will take common LC from the numerator. So this C and this C get cancel out and we will get only L in the outside. Finally we will find out I naught S is equal to Vs plus Vco divided by L into 1 upon S square plus R by Ls plus 1 upon LC. So this is the same equation which we are getting in the mode number 1 for I naught S. After taking the inverse Laplace transform we will get this type of equation, which is the same equation for the load current in the mode number 1 operation we were getting. But this equation is valid for time t is equal to t2 to t3. Now we will find out the voltage across the inductor. Its formula is L di naught by dt. After putting the formula we will get this type of equation, that is VL is equal to omega n upon omega r Vs plus Vco e to the power minus sigma t into cos omega rt minus phi. So this is the final equation for the voltage across the inductor for mode 3 operation. Now we will find out the voltage across the capacitor in the mode 3 operation. When we apply KVL in this loop we will get Vc plus VL plus V0 is equal to 0. From here we will get Vc is equal to minus of VL plus V0. Now we will put the formula of V0, we will get I0 into R. Now what we will do, we will put the formula of VL here which we have derived just now. So we will get this type of equation, and we will also put the formula of I0 in this equation. So we will get this type of equation. Again we will take common this equation, Vs plus Vco divided by omega r into e to the power minus sigma t. So we are getting this equation. After that we will expand this cos omega rt minus phi. We will get this type of equation. Again minus sigma sin omega rt plus 2 sigma sin omega rt coming here. So this will be equal to plus sigma sin omega rt. Again in this equation we will divide and multiply with omega n, and we will take 1 upon omega n into this bracket. After that we will apply this cos phi is equal to omega r upon omega n, and sin phi is equal to sigma upon omega n. In place of this we will get cos phi, in place of this we will get sin phi. So after this we can apply the formula of cos omega rt plus phi here. So this will be equal to cos omega rt plus phi. So this is the equation for the capacitor voltage for time t2 to t3 for mode number 3 operation. So hope you have understood this topic. Thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe my channel for more updates.